focus on my camera is not wanting to play, so this is as in focus as I'm getting. But hey, how are you? Good. Yeah, nice. Today I'm going to be talking about my favourite sustainable and ethical brands. I have been waiting to do this video for ages, but I wanted to get like a good knowledge and like a good grasp of what brands were out there before I made a video about it and started recommending brands to you guys. So I thought of 10. They're not all sustainable fashion brands, some of them are vintage brands and like second-hand sort of things. So they're all like sustainable fashion methods and sort of thing, but they're not all original independent brands, like some of them are second-hand. I basically just said that, I hope you know what I'm saying because I don't. But yeah, I'm gonna get into it, I'm gonna show you some stuff. It's gonna be a good old time, buckle up kids. Oh, nice. Someone stop me. So I'm going to start off with a brand that's been on my channel recently and I absolutely love. Like they're nice people, they're a nice brand, I love them. So I'm talking about Leucine Yog. They are mainly known for their dungarees. They have a few other types of products as well, and I've got a little variety to show you. So I've got my little booklet by them because it just helps me to get all the facts out, you know, don't want to miss anything. So basically Leucine Yog is a UK brand based company. I don't know what I'm saying. I'll just read the booklet. Leucine Yog was born in the UK in 2017. We are the dungarees brand and leaders of the comfort movement. Most Leucine Yogs are made by a small family business in rural India in a clean, comfortable and solar powered factory that we helped build. We work with GOTS certified cotton farms and manufacturers for our organic range, and we have visited the factories and met the makers of our recycled range. Our biggest priority is the fair treatment of the people that do the hard work and the environment. We use certified low impact dyes and we post your Leucine Yogs out in biodegradable mailing bags. If it's not comfy, why are you wearing it? So that's a little booklet you get with each item. I think I've got 2 now because I got 2 different parcels from them because I love them. So probably my favourite and most worn item of theirs that I own is this fleece. It's just orange and blue and very funky. But this is made from recycled plastic bottles. How cool is that? I love it. I also have this coat, which you wouldn't expect to be made from recycled plastic bottles. Like obviously the plastic bottles are turned into something that's then used to make the coat. Like you don't just get a bottle and turn it into this. But yeah, I just think it's incredible. Like something like that can be turned into fashion. It's so cool. And this, love it anyway. I was gonna get the brown one, but then I realized I basically have that already, just in a different coat. Like I've already got a brown fluffy coat. So I got the pink one. Thought it looked cute. I haven't worn it too much yet just because a lot of the colours I wear clash with pink. Like I wear a lot of oranges and reds and I feel like pink and orange and red sometimes don't really go. But I do want to dig it out more before we get into the warm weather. But yeah, I just think it's really cool and you really wouldn't expect it to be made from recycled plastic bottles. And then the last item I have from them I've made a whole video about. I've shown you how I style them and I've talked a little bit about them as well. But they're these denim dungarees and they're made from like organic cotton, so you know you're not doing harm to the environment by getting them. But yeah, don't really need to talk much more about them because I've done a whole video about it. I'll link it below. But yeah, really like them and just really like the brand in general. So the next brand I have is SPARELOVE, which is a brand I've worked with, but I wouldn't be recommending them to you if I didn't really believe in them. And I've made a whole list about why I love them basically. So they're independent, ethical, sustainable, climate neutral, organic and cruelty free. They also support young artists, like the designs on the t-shirts are done by young artists, and then 10% of each sale goes to charity as well. So if that's not enough for you, I don't know what is. But also the designs are pretty neat. Like I probably should have said that first before getting into the whole brand. But no, I think it's important to recognise the ethics of the brand, and that's kind of the whole point of this video. But yeah, the designs are pretty neat as well. So this one's just got 2 little drawings of people on the front. I also have a white one with 8 different faces on it, which is probably my favourite one, but that's in the wash because it's my favourite, so I've been wearing it more. But yeah, I just think their designs are really cool, and I really like the fact that they use young artists, because as a uni student at an arts university, I know how hard it is to get your work out there. So the fact they're supporting young artists and using their designs, It's great. At the moment they've only got printed t-shirts. I'm not sure if they've got plans to bring out more products, but if you're looking for cool graphic t-shirts, this is definitely somewhere to check out. And although I've only shown you t-shirts with prints on the front, they also have some where the print is on the back, which I also think is pretty cool. So yeah, that's that brand. Love them. So up next we've got the brand Sisterhood, which is a Manchester based brand. I think they're at least UK based, but I'm pretty sure they're in Manchester. But they work closely with a small factory to ensure there's no wastage and also to make sure there's no nasty chemicals in the dyes and stuff. So the item I've got to show you from there is this nice little leopard print dress. I would say their products are more sophisticated, like they mainly have dresses and blouses. So if you're more of the like smart dressing sort of person, this is definitely the brand for you. Along with that though, they are a little bit more pricey. I would say all of these brands are more pricey than your normal high street store, but that's because they're more ethical and sustainable, so it is more costly to produce clothes that way. But this was, I want to say £40, which isn't too bad. Like, it's not the best, but it's not too bad. And you know, I had to buy it for the video, so that's my excuse. You can think of your own excuse. But yeah, I actually struggled to find a kind of clean cut, smarter, sustainable brand. I feel like a lot of them focus on the casual and comfy wear and like printed t-shirts, which isn't a bad thing. I just kind of struggled to find the variety, but I feel like Sisterhood provides that product. Like, they have the kind of cute, sophisticated stuff. So next up, I've got more printed t-shirts and jumpers to show you, but this time from 100 Club, or We Are 100 Club. I think that's the name of their website, but they're actually called 100 Club, and basically they make 100 of each item. So that helps to reduce wastage, and it also means that their designs are much more exclusive because you're wearing 1 in 100. So I thought I would just show you the 4 different items I have from them. I don't really have much more to say about them because I'm doing a whole video about how I style their products. I think that should already be up, but yeah, I don't really have a lot to say about them. They're printed things, they're pretty cool. Yeah, I think the price range is around £20 to £30, which isn't like the best, but it's around the same as SPARELOVE and Leucine Yog. Like, when you're buying more sustainable items, you do get a higher price tag with it. So like, if you went into Primark, you'd be able to pick up a top for around £2 or something, but then you're buying into fast fashion and you're like not destroying the environment but not helping the environment, and also workers and all of that. So they might seem pricey, but there's a point to the price tag. So my favourite top from them is this one. It's just got some vases, which I thought was pretty cool, and it just says 100 Club on it. All of them say 100 Club on there somewhere. Then I have this blue one which has some clouds. Then it says 100 Club in the clouds. I wasn't actually sure whether I was going to like the blue one because I wasn't really sure on the colour on me, but I like it. Been wearing it a lot. Then I have a jumper which has a kind of moon and sun. I don't know if that's a sun or just a circle, but it's got a moon and like a mountain, which is pretty cool. And then finally I have another white top with this little doodle of this man and woman. Nice. The next brand I have for you is an intimates brand, so it's called LARA Intimates, and I would hold up something right now, but I'm wearing it, so kind of can't. But basically they make lingerie. I feel really weird saying that, I don't know why. Basically they make sustainable lingerie in their all-female factory, which I think's in London. It could just be in the UK, but I'm pretty sure it's in London. But yeah, I think it's pretty neat that first of all their lingerie is sustainable, and then also that it's made all by females. So, you know, girl power, am I right? I feel like I've never said girl power in my life, but here we are. It's not the cheapest lingerie, it's also not the most expensive, and they do have quite a nice range. I have the white Ava bra, I want to say, and the high-waisted briefs, but I will obviously include pictures and stuff. But they also do like thongs and different style bras and different colours, so you know, it's well worth a check out. A look, you know what I'm saying. check it out. And then my final independent brand before I get into the vintagey sort of things is the MOODSS, which I did a whole video about in summer. They're not the most ethical brand, like they are ethical, but they do have like some collections that do rely on fast fashion methods. I think it's their young collection and maybe it was their summer collection or something else where they used smaller factories where they like knew and trusted. But I think there was one collection where they did use fast fashion methods. But basically my favourite thing about their brand was the fact that they supported young designers, because as I said, as a young designer, I guess you could say myself, I'm not really a designer, I'm just a young art student, but I know how hard it is to get your work out there, so I like anything that helps to promote that and celebrate that. Yeah, I don't think I'm using the right words. But yeah, they have a young collection which is made by young designers, which I think is pretty cool. They also have like other collections which explore other things, but yeah, I like the fact that they support young designers. So because I did a whole video on them in summer, I'm not going to be showing all the items, because also some of the items are buried deep in my wardrobe and I cannot be bothered to root through that. It's a little bit of a mess. Even though I've been sorting it out, it's a mess. So I thought I'd pull out the earrings that I have from them, which are just these portrait earrings. They're really cool. And I also thought, like, I haven't shown you any jewelry so far, so here we go. That's my excuse, not the fact that I'm lazy. But yeah, some of my favourite items are from the MOODSS. The dress I want to wear to graduation is from the MOODSS. The top that I was literally obsessed with in summer is from the MOODSS. But yeah, I just really love their brand. They have more kind of, I want to say sophisticated but boho and like girly sort of items. So they're another brand like Sisterhood really. They have the more clean cut kind of look, not just the comfy t-shirt kind of vibe. So yeah, that's all for my kind of like independent label kind of things. Now moving on to the vintagey and secondhand brands. So the first one I wanted to mention was just your bog standard local charity shop. The one down in my village isn't the best, but occasionally you find a really good item and then the money you're paying for the item is going to charity. So probably my favourite thing that I found in that charity shop is this big men's jacket. It was originally from John Lewis, I want to say. Yeah, it's originally from John Lewis. It's a medium big men's jacket. I think I've had it since I was in school, so it's lasted pretty well. And it's like lined with fleece. It's a really good material and I think it was only about £5 or £6. So you can find some real good things if you look for long enough, or if you like carry on making repeat visits, you're bound to find something you like. So yeah, I thought that was well worth a mention. Just your local charity shop, pop in there every now and then and you'll find something you like, hopefully, unless it's all shit. Then you won't. Next up I have ASOS Marketplace, but in particular Rascal Garms, which is where this jumper's from. I really hate that name, so you know, if you could change it so I never have to say it again, that would be great. But yeah, they just have a bunch of vintage items, or items that are like vintage. I don't know what I'm saying. Basically they have a lot of this sort of stuff, so like old sweatshirts and jackets and that sort of thing. I think I literally found them by typing into ASOS Marketplace champion sweatshirt, because I was really after this sweatshirt. I found it on Miss Fortune, which is another ASOS Marketplace place that I like to go to a lot, but they had this for about 40 quid, and I think on Rascal Garms, again, hate the name, I think it was a little bit less, not much less, but a little bit less. So yeah, I think looking on ASOS Marketplace is really worth it, because you find a lot of these vintage shops which go out and source the items themselves so that you don't have to. Like, these sort of items are really hard to find yourself. Like, I've looked in my local charity shop so many times for actually decent sweatshirts and I never find them, but if you literally just type into ASOS Marketplace champion sweatshirt or like Reebok sweatshirt, whatever you're looking for, loads of them come up. So I think that's well worth a look. Next up I have ROKIT, which is a vintage store. I know they have a presence online. Why did I say it like that? They have a presence online. They also have stores. I don't know if they have stores outside of London, because I've only been to the London stores, but I'm pretty sure they must do. Surely they do. But yeah, I just have a couple of items from them. I've got one that was American Apparel, but then was sold in there like as a kind of repurposed item. It's just like a secondhand item basically. And then I have an item that is ROKIT recycled, so I think they found the material and then made something new from it. So the ROKIT recycled one is just this cropped fleece, which I'm obsessed with. These have been very popular lately, like look on any fast fashion site and you will find one of these. But this I think was only about £20, or it could have been more and I'm just losing my mind. But yeah, I don't remember it being too expensive, and it's much more ethical and sustainable, and I'm pretty sure the fast fashion sites have them up for about the same price. So if I were you, I'd definitely be looking in stores like ROKIT, because they have a lot of the kind of trendy things but more sustainable and for a similar price, so go for it. And then the item I have from American Apparel is just this button down top. Again, these are quite popular at the moment, or at least I really like them. But yeah, it's just a little button down top. I think this again was about 20 quid. So it's not the cheapest, like it's not a typical secondhand store. They have selected items that are trendy and cool and neat. I don't know what I'm saying. But yeah, they've selected items and they're marketing them as like cool and stuff. So it is like a store. You do go, I don't actually have a clue what I'm saying. Basically, it's not like a secondhand store, it's not like a charity shop and you're gonna go in and find some deals. They have selected these items and put a proper price on them. And to be honest, I don't mind paying that. Like, they're all good quality. They're not trying to sell you really shoddy items, but they are like pre-loved and vintage and that sort of thing. So yeah, I think I managed to get some sort of wares out that hopefully made some sense. I'm not really sure these days. And then finally I have my one true love, which is Depop. I am always searching Depop. I haven't actually put much of my own stuff on lately because I've just been swamped in uni work, but yeah, I've still been browsing. Haven't actually been buying, but I've been browsing. But yeah, I just thought I'd show you a few of my favourite things I've got from Depop over the year. I was gonna say over the years, but I've only been buying from them for less than a year. But yeah, I just have some pretty neat things. I think it does take a little bit of digging around, but you can find really good things. So one of the items I have is this sweatshop t-shirt. I don't know if this is a kid's one or just one for someone with an extremely small head, because I do struggle to get my big fat head through it. But yeah, I just think that's pretty cool. It didn't really cost a lot either. I think it was about £10. I wouldn't say going on Depop is as cheap as charity shops, because a lot of people are wanting to get like their money back for the item, which is fair enough, especially stores that are kind of like ASOS Marketplace stores where they've sourced the items specifically to sell. Like, people who are trying to sell their old clothes might sell it for kind of a bit cheaper. Like, I sell my stuff for quite a bit cheaper, but your typical vintage store on Depop still sells it at quite, not a high price, but like an average price. So I got this one from Bless Up Vintage, I think it was called, and I reckon it was around 20 quid, maybe up to 30 quid. No, I think it was more 20 quid. But yeah, that's not bad for a sweatshirt, and I really like it. And you know, you're doing your bit for the environment by not buying fast fashion. So there's that. And then my favourite purchase ever from Depop is this cropped jumper, which again wasn't a lot. I think this was from one of the May sisters. I think they have quite a large following on Instagram. I could be wrong, but it's spelled M-A-I, I think. I don't know. But yeah, it was from one of them. I think it was around £20 to £30, which isn't the best, but it's not the worst, and it's more unique, and I like it, so you know, I'm willing. So yeah, that is all for that video. I hope I managed to give you some good recommendations and managed to talk enough about each of the items, but I'm kind of losing my mind tonight. I think I'm just not really with it, so I don't know if I was making complete sense. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below. I'm not perfect in regards to fashion yet. I do still occasionally buy the odd fast fashion item. That being said, I don't actually remember the last time I did. Like, I went shopping with my mum today and we went into Urban Outfitters, but guess who didn't buy anything? I know, what a great example I'm saying. But yeah, I'm nowhere near perfect. I don't want anyone to assume that's what I'm trying to like put out there. Like, I'm definitely not perfect, but I'm trying, and I think if we all just try it, then we'll become more sustainable and ethical and great together. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. Again, if you have any questions, let me know. I don't know what else to say, so I'm gonna go.